Hi everyone, this is Elvia. I'll be doing a short trace monoprinting demo using this gem dine image. I've started to roll up a thin layer of litho ink on this plate. My ink is very stiff. You're welcome to use etching or relief as long as you don't modify it with anything, as long as it's a very stiff consistency. I've also have my template in place, and I've used a couple of different papers today. Mulberry works really well, BFK works well, and today I'm going to be using a calligraphy paper, which is a little bit thinner, and it'll take to the ink a little bit better. If you're really wanting a clean image, BFK, something really stiff. You do not have to wet the paper. And I do have my image already adhered to the piece of paper. If it's a delicate paper like this, I suggest using that Post-it tape, which is really a non-stick tape. I've got the blue painter's tape, kind of taping the main image down. And then when I'm drawing, you do have to prop up your hand so that you're not getting any additional marks made on this image, unless you want them, unless it's part of your image. I'm just going to be doing this center brush for time. I'm using a pencil, and the reason I like this image is it really is a lot like a soft ground line, where it is fuzzy, it emulates a pencil, and as much pressure as you put is as much ink as that you are taking off of that plate. So let's take a look. So pretty good. If you want a thinner line, I tend to shift over to pen. You don't want to be marring or tearing the paper underneath, especially if you're using something really delicate like a Japanese paper. You can do shading, and you can tell I'll do some light pressure here, and then I'll do some heavy, really trying to capture that ink and the dry point and spit bite of this original gem dine. The great thing about this process is that it allows you a lot of spontaneity. Sometimes when we are processing copper or litho stones for printmaking, we invest a lot of time in just, making that clean slate. And so drawing can often be stiff and forced. But when you have a process like this, where it kind of allows you to enjoy the mark making, the freedom of speed, it's kind of nice. I would also experiment with different mark making. You can use like a little burnishing tool. You can use your finger. You can kind of see with that, just the pressure of marks will pick up any sort of mark making. Just depends on the tool that you're using. If you're doing like the end of a brush, that roundness kind of creates a nice smooth line. When I'm doing layered pieces, which this is a great process for layering, I'm using black today, but you can definitely go in and start to create something very complex with colors and layered plates, layered images. I use this little colored pen so I can tell where I've gone over something. The red ink really helps me see what I've gone over. So I would be very just experimental when you're first trying this process out. Kind of see how that brush end is turning out. Need to add a little bit of darkness. So the more pressure you put, you don't want to be tearing your paper, but the more pressure you put, the more it grabs that ink. Just kind of nice. And it really captures the hand of your natural mark making. Okay, I still need it to be darker. Add a little bit of darkness with this. Okay, so let's see how this turned out. Maybe add a little bit of marks throughout. Okay, so let's take a look at what we've done. So pretty good. Trace monoprinting, a great way to sort of bring a spontaneity to your practice. I hope you try it.